welcome back to the channel. This is my 3-month outlook on Zebec. Now I know it's been a while since I've posted a Zebec video, but this is an important one, so make sure you watch this video until the very end. Now I want to make it clear to all of you, I am not a financial advisor. Nothing that you see in this video is financial advice, so always make sure to do your own independent research. Now we've reached a pivotal moment in the entire market. We're heading into statistically one of our best performing trading periods of the year. That's October, November, and December. Of course, past performance is no indicator of future success, but October is officially here, right? So let's get excited and let's map out the road ahead. Now to start with, you'll notice overall Zebec has been stuck in a range, and it's been stuck in a range since I would say about May, right? May is where we peaked. We saw price sell off in July. Price went up again in August. We sold off. And now here we are right back in the middle of the range. Now, some of you would have caught the free buy calls that we gave out on this channel. If you missed it, it means you're not subscribed to the channel. So please make sure you subscribe so you do not miss out on another major Zebec update. Subscribe. Perfect. Let's continue with the video. Now, our targets remain the same in the short term. Now, we believe Zebec short term is going to hit 0.006863. This is the target area that we are keeping a very close eye on. Once this target is hit, we should see price going to price discovery mode. And this is where the fun will begin, because a lot of people have been accumulating on Zebec since the start of the year. And of course, have been accumulating since we hit our peak in May, which indicates we are in for another major upside move. Now, the question is, where do we go once price breaks out and moves into price discovery mode? Now we have our second target that we have mapped in, and again, I'm giving you guys all this exclusively on this channel, so just make sure you subscribe. That is at 0.01132202, right? These two targets we're keeping a very close eye on, because one is 80% move from where we currently are now, and the second target is 187%. Now, believe it or not, these are both still modest moves on Zebec. Zebec right now is at $400 million market cap. Even if price hits our first target, we would still be under $1 billion market cap. If we hit the second target, then we would exceed that $1 billion threshold, but we think that's an inevitability. So the question is, what happens once these targets are hit? And this is where the games begins, because ultimately everybody is predicting a fantastic October for the entire cryptocurrency market and projects that have real value, and that what crypto traders and investors actually want to get their hands on. We think Zebec is one of those. Now, does Zebec become overvalued in October? Could Zebec end up rallying and going beyond, from where we currently are now? Let's do this from where we currently are. Let's say Zebec does exceed both of these targets this month and ends up achieving maybe a 300 or 400% gain. Right, this is where the question mark becomes. And as you can see, we've got a price target here that we're also keeping a very close eye on. We'll talk about that last. Now, 300% move from where we currently are now, it's safe to say that would be a big move, right? That would be a very big move from where we currently are now. And again, this is not an unrealistic move that could occur, especially considering what Zebec achieved at the start of the year, right? Remember, in April, Zebec went up over a 10x within the space of 1 month, right? So Zebec going up 300-400% wouldn't be surprising, but we would consider this a big move. Now, if that happens in October, I do think we may see a brief pullback at the end of October, right? This is as the Fed interest rate decision is released. We should see some profit taking out of the market, and then things go completely parabolic after that, right? So let's just say we see some profit taking, price sells off, that's when we believe we will see the aggressive upside move after this, right? And that will be round 2, which brings us into November. And I do think we will end up hitting our 0.0029044 target before the end of November. Now, that from where we currently are now is a 5x, which is absolutely extraordinary for such a short-term move. Once again, this is just our personal analysis. I'm not saying this is guaranteed, but these kind of moves are on the table. Now, I would say this to everybody watching this right now. December is where the big question mark will be, right? Because let's say we have a fantastic October, we have a fantastic November. Well, at some point, we should see an aggressive pullback. We should see the market correct itself. Now, our job is to make sure we don't get caught out by that pullback, because when the pullback does happen, based on historic data, we typically see downside moves of around 60 to 80%, right? Which means, let's just say you bought at the lows, you're now, let's just say your target hits, you're someone that bought at the lows, you're now up at 24x, right? Or even if you bought, at this area here, you're now up, over a 10x. Well, guess what? If you don't manage to time the market correctly, and of course, I just mean taking profit at the right time, you could end up seeing the majority of that profit wiped out. And that's what you don't want. And that's why we're preparing for not only this big rally that we think we're about to see, and I've already listed, 3 targets on this video. Honestly speaking, I think if we don't take profits at the right time, we do run the risk of seeing the majority of the short-term profits lost. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because although I'm in this project for the next, 2 to 4 years, 2 to 5 years, if we could capture the top, buy at the lows, we're essentially just going to make more money. So we would rather that than just buying, holding, seeing our profits wiped out, and then rebuying again. So I want to say this to all of you. The next 3 months we predict will be some of Zebec's finest trading periods. That's what we're preparing for anyway. The overall market looks absolutely fantastic. And as you can see, to start October, the market is clearly preparing for another Fed interest rate cut. We'll keep a very close eye on that. So let's say we see a fantastic October, fantastic November. December is where we could start to see some pullbacks. If we do see, let's just say, this entire target hit in October, then we're likely to see some kind of a major pullback in November. But once again, I'm going to keep you all prepared on this channel, but the 3-month outlook overall looks absolutely fantastic. I think the biggest risk that faces everybody is just managing your greed and understanding that there will be a pullback to come at some point. So we all need to be prepared for that moment. But I think we've all been patient now. I think Zebec's finally going to break out of its range. I think Zebec's finally going to make his move to the upside. I just hope you're all prepared for it. Don't forget to subscribe for my next major Zebec update. Until the next update, guys, seize the day.